This is Akashvani Chennai. Good evening, listeners. In our weekly program in English Tonight, we bring to you an interview titled Heartbeat of Hope. Participating in the interview is Shri Lal Goel, founder and charter president of a private service organization. He is interviewed by Srimati Hemalata Bandari, vice president of a private service organization, Chennai.
Welcome, listeners. Today, we are happy to bring you yet another program from the studios of Akashvani, Chennai. In the recent past, organ donation has been a much talked about topic, which needs more attention. In modern age, lifestyle and diseases, the increase in number of accidents has been a matter of concern. Today, we are joined by an extraordinary individual whose work is not just changing lives, but saving them. Lal Goel is a name synonymous with selflessness and service. As a founder and charter president of the Rotary Club of Organ Donation International and the chairman of the Organ Donation India Foundation, he has dedicated his life to a cause that gives the ultimate gift, a second chance at life. Can you explain in simple terms what organ donation means and why it is important?
First of all, I would like to thank Akashvani Chennai for giving me the opportunity to talk about organ donation. As you have asked about the organ donation, first we have to understand what is organ and what are the organs and what is organ donation. There are three types of donations which are taking place. First is body donation, where a person who dies, his body can be donated to a medical college for the students, those who can learn in the anatomy department. Second is the tissue donation. Tissues are like eye cornea, skin, bones, etc., which improves the life of a person. So that is a tissue donation which can happen after a natural death or even after the accidental death. And the third, the most important, is the organ donation. Now, organs are basically lungs, kidneys, heart, pancreas, liver, intestine. They are our solid life-saving organs, and they can be donated only after the brain death.
Who can become an organ donor? What are the basic requirements for someone to donate their organs? Is there any age limit?
Anyone who is above 18 years can become an organ donor. The process is very simple, that a person, if he is willing or she is willing to donate organs, they can fill up the form, which is very easily available on the site of NOTO. NOTO is National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, set up by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. You just go to the site of NOTO, that is noto.gov.in, and you will find an QR code. If you scan that QR code with your mobile phone, which is linked with your Aadhaar card, immediately the form will come, which is already half filled. You have to just enter few more entries, and within 2-3 minutes you will be getting your donor's card or your mobile. So it's a very, very simple process to donate. But only thing is that before filling the form, please talk to your family. Tell them that you have a desire to pledge to donate organs, because the family should be aware, and if they give the consent, then only fill up the form.
Can you also please tell me about the Mann Ki Baat, sir?
Yeah. See, our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, in his 99th Mann Ki Baat, he emphasized on organ donation. And it's very heartening to know that after that, people have started going and filling more forms to pledge to donate organs. And Prime Minister subsequently also, in many of Mann Ki Baat, he mentioned and he emphasized on the organ donation, because he feels that organ donation is a supreme donation.
What happens when someone donates organs? Can you walk us through what actually happens during the organ donation process?
Yeah. As far as organ donation process is concerned, as I told you about NOTO, National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, which is a central body, is stationed in Delhi, under which there are 5 regional organ and tissue transplant organizations called ROTO, and under that there are state organ and tissue transplant organization called SOTO, which are established in a capital of a state. Now their function is to maintain the wait list, to see to it that whosoever is donating organs, they are donating organs as per the law passed by the Act THOA, passed in 1994 by the Parliament of India. Now the process is very simple. As soon as someone is declared brain death, now brain death occurs in two ways. First is due to the acute illness like acute asthma or brain hemorrhage, etc. Or second is the main common brain death reason in India is the road accident. Because in road accident, last year figure says that almost 1,80,000 people lost their life, out of which 50% people would have been declared brain dead. So it means about 90,000 to 1 lakh people would have been declared brain dead. It means they can save so many lives, because one brain death person can give new life or save up to 9 lives and improve 75 lives. So that is why once a person is declared brain dead. Now the process for declaring brain death is that once the treating doctor, because after the road accident or after an acute illness like acute asthma, etc., the treating doctor, if he feels that this patient is going to be the brain death, he or she is not going to revive, will not get the consciousness again, will inform the SOTO, which is the State Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization. And as per law, SOTO immediately constitute a committee and send the committee of 4 eminent doctors, in which one compulsorily a neurologist or neurosurgeon and other 3 are prominent doctors from different fields, that can be nephrologist, medicine, etc., and one the medical superintendent of the hospital. They visit the patient, they examine the patient thoroughly, and if they feel that this patient is not likely to get consciousness again and will be dead once the ventilator is taken off, the committee issue the first certificate of brain death. And after that first certificate of brain death issued, as per the law, a minimum gap of 6 hours, after that the committee will revisit the patient, and if they, after the examination and doing the tests, and they still feel that this patient will never come in the consciousness and will die once the ventilator is taken off, they issue the final certificate of brain death. After which the process is that the organ donation coordinators will talk to the family members and convince them to donate organs to save so many lives and improvise so many lives. And for if they succeed, because in India the system is opt-in system and the consent of the family member, the next of kin, is important, and if they give the consent, then immediately SOTO will check their wait list and see that this particular organ is required in which hospital and in which city. So then the process starts. They inform all the hospitals concerned where the recipients are there. Those recipients will be ready, and once everything is set, then the harvesting of the organs or retrieval of organs start.
Do families need to give permission? What role does the family play when someone has agreed to donate their organs?
See, as I told you, in India, we are following opt-in system. There are 2 types of system. One is opt-in and one is opt-out. Opt-in system is when a person become adult, that is attain the age of 18 years, he or she can voluntarily fill up the form and register themselves for organ donation. But the catch point here is that in case if the person declare brain death, the permission of the next of the kin or the near and dear is required. Otherwise, organ donation cannot take place. Now, you have asked whether if a person who has already declared or pledged the organs be donated, whether it will hold. No, unfortunately in India, it is not having any legal thing to donate organs from the person whose next kin or the close relatives refuse to donate organs. It means that even if the person has pledged the organs and willing to donate organs, but in the case of his brain death, if the family member says no, then organs cannot be retrieved by the government or the medical fraternity.
How about organs given to patients who need them? How do doctors decide which patient receives a donated organ when many people are waiting?
Yes, that so many people are waiting. But we, as per the law, under the NOTO, SOTO and ROTO and NOTO, they have the wait list. SOTO keep the wait list of the state, then the ROTO keeps of the region under which all the SOTOs are coming, and the NOTO keeps the wait list for the entire nation. So once a patient declare brain death and the family give the consent for retrieval of the organs, immediately the SOTO roll starts and SOTO checks which patient is entitled as per the wait list. Here also there are few things which I would like to mention, that recently our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has instructed, and now the circulars have been issued, that the women will be given the priority, some more weightage as a recipient, because our Honorable Prime Minister feels that the women are not getting the number of organs as the men are getting. So recently, National Organ Donation Day, which was on 3rd of August 2025, this circular was issued in which the importance of the women was clearly shown by our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi.
What are the main benefits of organ donation? How does organ donation help patients and their families?
The organ donation main purpose is to save the lives. We are not God, but God has given us power to give new life or save up to 9 lives and improve 75 lives. So this is the main purpose of organ donation, because if a person donate organ, definitely so many lives will be saved. Otherwise, doctors or the medical science cannot save those persons who are dying for the want of organs, because their organs are already failed and they are just waiting for the organs which can be retrieved from the donor who's declared brain death, and this is only because the family members of that deceased person can give the consent. So that is the advantage for them. And as far as the organ donors' families are concerned, I congratulate the Tamil Nadu government that they were the first to start giving the state honor to a brain death person who become the organ donor at the time of his cremation. And now many other states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc., they start following this tradition. Plus, whenever the organ donor family requires the organ, they also get some benefit in that wait list, because the wait list is too high in India. I will just give an example that for kidney, the wait list is because every year about 2 lakhs people are registered to get the kidney. But approximately 10 to 12,000 patients are getting kidney. This is the situation. You can understand what is the difference. So gap is too high. Although with so much thrust by our government agencies, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the NOTO, ROTO and SOTO, the 2023, their NOTO received a pledge of more than 3 lakhs people pledged to donate organs. But still the path is very long, and we have to see to it that no one in India should die for want of organ. So there are so many benefits for the organ donor family.
You just heard to an interview titled Heartbeat of Hope. Participating in the interview was Shri Lal Goel, founder and charter president of a private service organization. He was interviewed by Srimati Hemalata Bhandari, vice president of a private service organization, Chennai. We shall meet again on next Saturday with part 2 of this interview. This program came to you from the studios of Akashvani, Chennai. This is Akashvani, Chennai. Good evening, listeners. In our weekly program in English Tonight, we bring to you an interview titled Heartbeat of Hope. Participating in the interview is Shri Lal Goel, founder and charter president of a private service organization. He is interviewed by Srimati Hemalata Bhandari, vice president of a private service organization, Chennai.
What stops people from donating organs? What are the common fears or concerns that prevent people from becoming organ donors? And are these fears justified?
Yeah, this is a very important question because in India we have lots of reasons, but the main reason is the awareness because people are not aware what are the benefits of organ donation because people have lots of myths as far as organ donation is concerned. So they have a fear that if they donate organs, they will not survive if they would have not donated organ. So they have a feeling that their lifespan will be shortened by donating organ. This is not the correct thing. I will give you an example that those who have donated organs, even the first living organ donor for kidney was for a twin brothers in USA in 1954, and the donor survived till 2010. So we can very well imagine that the survival will be as it was without donating organs. So that is the first fear which people have. The others are like religion, like infrastructure, and the money part, the expenditures. So as far as the infrastructure is concerned, yes, government understand their infrastructure is weak because approximately 15 to 16% district headquarters are having the organ retrieval or organ transplant centers. But we are talking of entire country, we require more and more retrieval center. So in this year of 2025 on the Indian Organ Donation Day on 3rd of August, the government has asked all the Noto, Roto and Sochos to identify the hospitals which can become the non-transplant retrieval centers, NTORC, where at least retrieval can take place so that people will not face the lack of infrastructure and people will not die because of that. So that is as far as the infrastructure is concerned. And the main one of the reason is the religion. But as far as the religions are concerned, no religion, whichever religion, whether it's Hinduism, Muslims or Christian or Jain or Sikh, whatsoever religion, no religion is against organ donation. So these are all myths, and that's why the prime duty of everyone is to be aware about organ donation, and that's what we are doing as a Rotary Club of Organ Donation International. As a founder and charter president, I am doing this duty along with all the members to see to it that we create the organ donation awareness so that people will understand the importance of organ donation and they come forward and pledge to donate their organs.
The state government has also decided to do honor walk for organ donors, and the district collectors do the honors at the bereaved house. What's your view about this?
Yes, this is a very good initiative. I would like to congratulate Tamil Nadu for 2 or 3 reasons. First reason is that the first person who became the organ donor was a Tamilian. And second reason is that in 2024, the number 1 position for the maximum organ donation took place in Tamil Nadu. And the third, which you have mentioned about the honoring the deceased family for the walking by the collector, yes, now by taking the cue from Tamil Nadu government, other state governments have started following the same, and they are organizing the programs for honoring the organ donor's family either on 15th of August or 26th of January or the organ donation day, so that the organ donor's family feel elevated. They feel that yes, they have done some very noble work to save so many lives, and that is why it is a very, very important and very correct decision taken by the state government.
What is the opt-in and opt-out system?
Opt-in and opt-out systems are two systems which are prevailing in the world as far as organ donations are concerned. Opt-in system is in India as well in USA, and opt-out systems are in Europe and UK. Now, opt-in system is when a person become adult, that is he or she attain the age of 18 years, they can voluntarily pledge to donate organs, for which they can go to the Noto site and then they fill up the form after scanning the QR code which is already there, and once they scan from their mobile phone which is linked with the Aadhaar card, the form which is already filled up more than 50%, you have to just give some information and then within seconds you will receive your donor's card. But the catch here is that in opt-in system, when a patient is declared brain death, then the relatives will have the final say whether to donate organs or not, the close relatives. Now the other thing is opt-out system. Opt-out system is when the person become adult, that means that he or she become 18 years of age. At that time, all the organs will become the property of state government or the central government. So this is a opt-out system in which if the person is declared brain death and the government authorities, the medical authorities will inform the relatives and they retrieve the organs. So this is a basic difference between opt-in and opt-out system.
What is the age, minimum and maximum age for organ donation?
See, as far as the organ donation minimum and maximum age are concerned, if we are talking of a living donation, then the minimum age is 18 years. So one has to be 18 years and above, then only he or she can donate. But in few of the cases, when the child or the person is below 18, say 17 or 16 years of age, at that time, special permission can be granted by the High Court or the Supreme Court after getting the medical assessment of the proposed donor. If he or she is fit to donate, then only the courts have the power to allow. Otherwise, the minimum age is 18 years. The maximum age, there is no maximum age is concerned. Earlier it was 65, but now they feel that if the person's organs are fit and the person's health is okay, then the maximum age can be more than 65. I will give an example of a US person who donated his organs when he was 95 years old. Recently, one woman in India also donated her organs when she was 85 years old. So there is no maximum age. Only thing is your organs functioning properly and your otherwise the health is proper to sustain the organ donation, and minimum age I told you 18 years. This is as far as living donation is concerned. When we talk about after the brain death, there is no age limit. The smallest, the youngest who donated organ in the world is a 74-minute child in UK. When she was born, she was with the disease and her brain was totally damaged, and her parents decided to donate the organs, and that girl saved 2 lives. So minimum there is no age, and maximum also there is no age for the brain death person.
Women donate more organs in India. Is this true? If yes, what do you have to say?
Unfortunately, this is true, because as you know that women are very emotional, so they intend to donate organs when we are talking of a living donor. Before 2023, the percentage was very high. It was approximately 80% living donors done by the women, while the unfortunate part was that the recipient women were about 19%. But with the efforts of the government, efforts of our agencies like Noto, Soto, Roto, as well as the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, under the guidance of definitely our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, who emphasized for the women empowerment, now the percentage recently has come up and now it is above 60%, but still it is not 50 or 50 which is required. But I am sure with the efforts of all the government agencies under our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, it will definitely become 50-50.
What is the chance of poor patients getting organs?
This is a very, very relevant question which you have asked. As I would like to just give a brief thing on this, I conducted media conference with Lal Goyal during the pandemic every day. For the program used to be 1.5 hours, in which many dignitaries used to come. And one of my program on organ donation, one of the guest panelists was the then Chief Advisor to the Labour Government of India, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose IAS, who is at present is the Governor of West Bengal. He was my panelist, and he said that the Government of India is doing many works for the poor patients, and among them is the Ayushman Bharat scheme, which provides rupees 5 lakhs for the organ transplant also. At that time, I said that this 5 lakhs is very less, because in India, the maximum organ transplants are taking place in private sector or private hospitals because of lack of infrastructure in government hospitals. So, and they are charging minimum for the kidney 7 to 10 lakhs of rupees, for liver between 20 to 25 lakhs rupees, and heart 50 lakhs, and lungs up to 1 crore rupees. So he asked me, what is your view? I said it should be 20 to 25 lakhs. It should be increased. He said, can you just send me the clipping of this, which I did. He forwarded the clipping to our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, and I am very happy to inform all the viewers of, all the audience of Akashvani that our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi increased the limit of from rupees 5 lakhs to 15 lakhs under the Ayushman Bharat PMJY scheme only for organ transplants. So now the poor patients can very well get the kidney and liver transplant under this scheme. Whenever any poor patient is there who is holding the BPL Ayushman Bharat card, he or she can approach the concerned hospital and insist for giving the free treatment, because the limit has already increased. So now the poor patients need not to worry. This government has done wonders for the poor patient, especially for the kidney and liver, and we are trying, and I am sure the day is not far when our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, will increase further the limit so that no poor patient will die for want of organ.
How much time an organ survive after brain death?
Once the brain death occurs, the patient is always on the ventilator. And on the ventilator, patients can survive for quite some time. But the quality of organs start deteriorating. And that's why once the family members give the consent to donate the organs, immediately the government agency like SOTO will start checking that who is going to receive this organ, and they check the wait list. Accordingly, they make the provisions. Now, at survival of the organs, once they retrieved from the donor's body, the survival for the heart is between 4 to 6 hours, means that the heart has to be transplanted within 4 to 6 hours in the other patient, the recipient. Similarly, other organs have more life, but the maximum is of kidney, which goes up to 22 hours. This is the only shelf life of an organ once they are retrieved.
You just heard to an interview titled Heartbeat of Hope. Participating in the interview was Shri Lal Goyal, founder and charter president of a private service organization. He was interviewed by Srimati Hemalata Bhandari, vice president of a private service organization, Chennai. We shall meet again on next Saturday with the concluding part of this interview. This program came to you from the studios of Akashvani, Chennai. This is Akashvani, Chennai. Good evening, listeners. In our weekly program in English Tonight, we bring to you an interview titled Heartbeat of Hope. Participating in the interview is Shri Lal Goel, founder and charter president of a private service organization. He is interviewed by Srimati Hemalata Bandari, vice president of a private service organization, Chennai.
What is Green Corridor? Can you please elaborate it?
Yeah. Now, once after the brain death declaration by the committee, and once the family members consent to donate the organs, the SOTO first thing is to identify the recipients after checking the wait list. And if they identify that the recipient is either in other hospital or outside outstation hospital, means like if we are talking of Chennai, if there is a one patient admitted in one of the hospital where he has declared brain death, and the other hospital Chennai requires the heart from that patient, then this heart has to be transferred from first hospital to the second hospital. And as we all know that the traffic situation in the metro cities are not that great, it takes lots of time because of traffic congestion. So the green corridor means that once the retrieval is taking place, immediately the heart will be taken in an ambulance and it will be escorted by a very senior police officer, less the rank of DCP or SP, and that will make a green corridor. Now, what is green corridor? Green corridor is, if you have seen the traffic light, there are three lights. One is red, yellow and green. So all the lights from the first hospital to the second hospital of the road will be green for that ambulance which is carrying the heart. So this is called green corridor. So if the time taking otherwise takes say 2 hours, it can reach within 20 minutes because there will be no traffic and all the traffic will be stopped to see that it will reach there. This is as far as in one city if it happens. But suppose the heart requires in Mumbai and Chennai hospital is having the brain death person. So what they are doing is they are first making a green corridor from the hospital to the airport, Chennai. At the Chennai airport, the airport manager, the airline manager and the head of the CISF, they receive the box along with the doctors who are carrying it and immediately the box will be boarded to a waiting plane because the coordination from the hospital to the government authorities with the airport is to see that whichever plane is flying to Mumbai, they will see to it that the organs will be loaded in that or the boarding take place, and the top priority will be given for this plane to take off. Even if it is in the queue, the number is 8 or 9, but the topmost priority will be given to this plane so that the plane can be airborne immediately. And at the time of landing at Mumbai, if there are many other planes which are ahead of this plane to land, this plane will be given the topmost priority. As per law, even if the Prime Ministers of India's plane or even our Honorable Prime Minister's plane is in the air, they will be kept there and first priority will be given to this plane carrying the organs. So that is why the government is doing so much for organ donation and organs safety. Once this will land there, immediately inside the tarmac, the ambulance is waiting and they will take the box, they are carrying the heart, and again the green corridor from the Mumbai airport to the concerned hospital will be made so that it can reach within 15-20 minutes. So total time taken from the first hospital to the second hospital can be reduced to 3 or 3.5 hours. So within 4 hours, the heart can be transplanted to the other patient. So that's why the green corridor is very, very important to save the many lives.
What is living donation? Who all can donate?
The living donation is when a person wants to donate either one of the kidney or part of liver, part of pancreas, part of intestine or the part of even lung can be donated by a living donor. But heart cannot be donated by a living donor. Before 1994, there were no rules and regulation. In 1994, the Parliament of India enacted a law called THOA Act, and that act has defined all the laws as far as the organ donations are concerned. So once the living donation is there, the act says that only the close family can donate organs, and they also defined who are the close family. The close family is grandparents, parents, sibling, spouse, children and grandchildren. Only they can donate to each other in case of requirement of organ. But because in 1994 medical science was not that advanced, as well as few of the people doesn't have any family member. So for that the law says that the donation, living donation can take place out of love and affection. But again the catch point was, who is going to decide about this out of love and affection? So government has constituted a committee on a state level which examine about those who are unrelated donors, that why they are donating an organ to another person who is not a relative or related to him. That is only possible if there is some money has been exchanged or not. But this committee role is to see that no money is exchanged, and it's a very, very tough thing to get a permission from this committee, because as you all know that it is not easy to donate to an unknown person, and that's why this committee has been constituted. They do all the inquiries including police verifications, etc. They check even the bank accounts of the donor, so that whether or the donor's family living, whether they have received any money transaction has taken place. If they are totally satisfied, then only they give the permission. Otherwise, living donation is basically for the family members, unrelated, next to impossible, unless if somebody is very famous or very well known to whom the people love, and out of affection they want to donate, only at that time the living donation can take.
What is xenotransplantation? Can you please elaborate?
Yes, xenotransplantation means any transplant which is from the animal to the human being. So if we talk about xenotransplant, the researches are on, and few of the transplant has already taken place. Initially, the USA, America has started this research work, and they have done some transplants of liver, kidney and heart from the pig. But the rate of survival or the recipient could not survive more than 100 days. But still the researches are on, and the FDA has already given approval to conduct these researches so that more and more research can be done. Recently, China has published one report in which they conducted a xenotransplant from a pig. They transplanted lungs from a pig to a human being, and that person survived for 34 weeks. So the lifespan is increasing, but more and more research is required, and I am sure the time is not far when we will get the survival rate increased drastically, and if it will increase, then nobody will die for want of organs, because then we will have these organs from the animals which can be transplanted to a human being, and if they will work, because what they do, they take out the organ from the pig and they then genetically modify that organ, then only they, so that the immunity, because every human being has immunity, and though that immunity is not allowing any foreign organ to be transplanted in us, so they modify it in such a way that the immunity allow them, and along with the definitely the medication, then the person can survive. So xenotransplantation is a revolutionary step now in organ donation, and I expect that within in 1 decade this will become a very, very popular thing, and then nobody will lose their life for want of organ.
How many people are dying for want of organs in India? And what about the developed countries like UK and USA?
In India, more than 5 lakhs people are dying every year for want of organs. In other words, more than 1,500 people are dying every day, or every minute one person is dying. And this is the figure not from me, this is the figure from by NOTO, that is the National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization. If we compare it with UK, the last year 2024, 422 people lost their life. But there is a gap because UK is a less populated than India. Yes, it is about 20 times less populated than India. If we multiply 20 with 422, it is even less than 10,000, while in India, more than 5 lakhs people are dying. If we go to USA and if we see the figures there, last year approximately 6,700 people lost their life. Now USA is also about 4 times less populated than India. If we multiply the 4 with the 6,700, it is not even 30,000. So there is a vast gap between India and other developed country. The reasons, as I already explained to you, are mainly the awareness, the education, the infrastructure, the myths about the religion beliefs, as well as the the financial thing. But I am sure with the present government under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, the work is on so that infrastructure will be created as early as possible. The financial aid will be given to all the BPL card holders, as well as the myths to be removed by creating the awareness. And as far as the awareness is concerned, already our Honorable Prime Minister has mentioned few times on Mann Ki Baat, and I am sure that it is giving the impact, and the pledge to donate organs have increased. As I can give you a figure of 2023, more than 3 lakhs people have pledged to donate organs because of the initiative taken by our Honorable Prime Minister, by the Honorable Health Minister, by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, as well as by NOTO, ROTO and SOTO. So with all the stakeholders coming on board, I am sure the day is not far when India will also beat the figures of all the developed countries and become Vishwaguru very soon.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal, for being with us today. Your efforts are a testament to the power of compassion and the profound impact one person can have. Your work is more than just a mission. It's a movement that inspires hope in countless families. Thank you for enlightening our audience and for all that you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You just heard to the interview titled Heartbeat of Hope, reiterating the importance of organ donation. Participating in the interview was Shri Lal Goel, founder and charter president of a private service organization. He was interviewed by Srimati Hemalata Bhandari, vice president of a private service organization, Chennai. With that, we come to the end of the concluding part of this interview. We shall meet again next Saturday. Until then, it's goodbye. This program came to you from studios of Akashvani, Chennai.